Washington Post columnist Jennifer Rubin criticized media outlets, including her own paper, for attempting to appeal to MAGA readers after the election. Rubin joined anti-Trump critic George Conway at the 92 NY Center for Culture and Arts on December 15th to discuss the aftermath of the 2024 election. The election resulted in President-elect Donald Trump winning a second term. Rubin claimed there have been multiple instances of the media capitulating to Trump since the election.
You know, it does pain me that the media seems to have capitulated.
She specifically criticized her own publication for trying to reach out to Trump voters. Rubin said people often ask her why the media appears hesitant to challenge Trump.
And why is the media so mamsy-pamsy?
She argued that one reason is a belief that shifting slightly to the right could attract MAGA readers. Rubin noted the contradiction in the term MAGA readers and questioned the logic of the strategy.
They are convinced that if they would just move a little bit to the right, all those MAGA readers out there, now you'll notice the contradiction in terms, MAGA readers, would pick up the Washington Post and they would have more readers. What is the logical fallacy here?
She stated that nothing the Washington Post could do would lead such individuals to subscribe.
And there is nothing that the Washington Post could possibly do that would have those people take out a subscription. But they're convinced they're in there someplace.
Rubin claimed that this flawed thinking persists within the organization. She has frequently criticized the Washington Post and its owner, Jeff Bezos, for seeking greater political neutrality. Despite her criticisms, Rubin has not resigned and joked about rebelling from within the paper. She said she considers herself a rebel within her own workplace due to the mainstream media's perceived capitulation.
I can be a rebel in my own house because the mainstream media is now, as we talked about, kind of capitulating, so I get to, thumb my nose.
Rubin dismissed accusations of political bias, claiming she is simply accurate in her commentary.
I think I am not biased at all. I am just accurate, deadly accurate.
After Bezos announced in November that the Washington Post would not endorse a presidential candidate, Rubin criticized the decision. She rejected the stated reason for the policy, saying she did not believe it to be genuine. Rubin pointed out that the paper endorsed a presidential candidate in 2020 without issue. She perceived the change in policy as bending the knee to Donald Trump. Rubin argued that this decision came at a critical moment when democracy was at stake. She also criticized MSNBC, where she is a contributor, for actions taken after the election. Rubin condemned the reported meeting between Morning Joe co-hosts and Trump. She questioned the rationale behind the meeting and the intended audience. Rubin suggested the meeting may have been an attempt to avoid perceived retribution from the White House. She argued that wealthy and prominent figures like the co-hosts had no reason to worry about retaliation. Rubin called the meeting an appalling example of elites seeking to curry favor or deflect criticism.